what's up? This is Sifu Cuddle, and in this video we're going to be working with the 3-section staff. Now, for this particular movement, it's really important that you start working with a staff, so bring one of those too. And let's go get to work. So this technique is called a side flower. Flowering meaning that we're spinning the weapon. A lot of time in Chinese martial arts, they say flower for any of the spinning techniques. And since this one is going out to the side, we call it a side flower. Okay, now let's start with the staff. I have a full tutorial about this for staff. If you want to check that out, I'll leave a link up in the top here. But otherwise, you can just pick up a staff, put this together, and then we can do it with the 3-section staff. Okay, now we're starting with a double end grip. We'll have the thumbs pointing in towards each other, and then we'll be grabbing about hips or shoulders distance apart on the staff. Okay, simply done is I want you to raise up the staff. We're going to keep our grip loose. Notice my hands, I just have the web of the hand holding the staff. You need to be able to slide your hands back and forth as you do this because you're going to have to make certain adjustments as this twists around. Okay, so again, I'm going to lift up and then I'm going to cross my arms so that I turn the staff all the way around pointing to the other side. Okay, now notice my grip has changed quite a lot in this hand right here. My hand is almost pointing downward. Then I'm going to drop my hands down in front so my arms are crossed. And I'm going to bring it over to the side. Okay, so let's try that again. I'm going to raise my hands up. I'm going to turn and cross them. Now whatever hand is on the top, that's the side you're going to be striking to. Whatever hand is on the bottom, you're just going to go straight to the armpit of the other arm. Okay, so again, if my right hand is on top here, I'm going to drop it down and then bring it over to the right. Okay, now if I bring it back, it's just the same thing in reverse. So I'm going to cross the arms again, raise up. I'm going to unwind my arms. Now this is our neutral position, but we have to keep going. So we're going to keep turning. Now my left hand is on top. I'm going to bring it down so my arms are crossed. Since my left hand is on top, I go to the left. Okay, I'm going to bring it back in, up, unwind, wind back up, bring it back down, and then over. This sounds like a lot because I'm really breaking it down. But for this, we tend to go with the flow. So this becomes almost like just a 2-step technique. Okay, so again, I'm going to bring it back and up. I'm going to unwind all the way to wind back up, down, and strike. Okay, so now it's smoothing out a little bit more. I'm going to bring it back, up, unwind and wind, down, and then over. I'm going to bring it back, up, unwind and wind, down and over. Now it becomes the 2 movements. So as soon as I start swinging this again, I'm going to go straight up right away, and then I'm going to let it drop down naturally. So now 1, 2, 3, 4, with the hands coming across, left, right, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Now, to do this with the 3-section staff is not a huge change. You just have to keep the momentum going, and this is the key. A lot of people get afraid of using the weapon, and when you're afraid and you stop, the weapon keeps moving and it will hit you. So 1, you cannot be afraid of the weapon. 2, you have to just keep going with the flow. If you're not sure about if your weapon is going to fall out of your hands or if it's going to hit you, don't just stop. Again, it will hit you. So if it starts going here and I'm not sure, I can just step and move and go with the flow until it finally relaxes and loses its momentum. Okay? That's really important for this one, especially because we're bringing the staff over our head. Now, as you get better at this, as you get more comfortable, you want to think of making this appear as a staff. So you want those ends to be swinging pretty much straight out from the main section. All right? And that just comes with power at the right time. Okay, so what we'll do then is let's start again with our central grip, thumbs pointing in towards each other. Grab the weapon, and then you want to make sure again, the grip, you still have to be able to move with it, but at the same time, you have to keep a hold of the weapon too. Okay? Now, I'm going to start a little bit easier this time. I'm going to take the weapon already placed the left hand in my armpit, palm up, right hand in my extended out, palm down. Now from here, I'm going to use this momentum to swing it back across, okay? So now it swings up, over, down, and down. Notice I'm not going very fast for this, and this is the pace that you want to start with. So you get comfortable starting the momentum, but also going with the flow. Once I bring the first end up, the rest of it is just me following the momentum. I have very little effort. The weapon carries itself, okay? So again, it's this first motion as I bring it up and across. This is where I start all the momentum, and the rest of it is just following, okay? So swing up and over, swing up and over, swing up and over. Now, it's really important when you complete the up and over and you bring your hand down to your armpit, you actually want to make contact with the body. When it comes to sectional weapons, if you don't let the section touch you, the middle section, the other end will hit you. So when you touch the midsection, the other end will roll. If you're in too close though, the one thing about the 3-section staff is it will bite. Okay, so if you're too close to the joint, the section, it'll pinch your skin. And this has happened to me on various techniques. But if you do this correctly, you touch the body right past where the metal is, it'll naturally roll off the body. And you won't feel much you won't feel much of the weapon hitting you. Okay, so up and over, up and over, up and over, up and over. Okay, again, from the back, you can see how it touches the back. Up and over, up and over, up and over, up and over. Oh yeah, you can look at it and say, yeah, it's hitting his body. It's very light when it actually does make contact. It's a weapon, it's flexible here. There's gonna be contact itself, but it's not a full power swing that's hitting my body, okay? So, when you get comfortable with this, it's time to add some stances to it, add some footwork, so we can actually spin as we bring it around our head and then end up in a wedge stance, okay? So, starting from here, in this position, I'll need to cross the weapon just like turning a wheel in front of me, because I want to make sure I don't swing this section and get it caught on my body, okay? The hand that's going to go behind. So right here, I'm going to come up and over like that, okay? So one more time, if you're starting from a central position, you have to kind of bring the backhand under your elbow, okay? But now, I'll take a step with it, step, step, and then end in my wedge stance. Again, step, step, and then the wedge stance. The footwork will have to be faster because you want to match the timing of the staff. Okay, again, quick to here. Again, quick to here. All right, so there you have it. Now, this is a really fancy looking technique, but it's also a really important way to learn how to control the weapon after you've done a swing when you have 2 sections out, or if you're trying to strike with one end and then recover and then bring it back to the side, where you have a good neutral position to start from for your next movement. Okay, so work on this one, practice doing it in all directions, just move around. It's a really cool technique. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button. And as always, be sure to subscribe and check out my new book on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description below. Till next time, this is Sifu Kado.
Bye.